Peace, peace, peace. Welcome to another episode of Wild's the Dome TV. Today, I have a very, very special group of guests on the Griot's podcast. They're also authors. They have individual shows. I mean, they do a lot. You know what I mean? And we're going to get into it while we're on the show. But their latest book is Acting on Your Dreams and Visions. Definitely a must-have, and we are going to get into some of this as well. And so, yeah, make sure you get that. The link will be in the description. And so, if for everybody, if you can, just everybody introduce themselves to the people that may not be familiar with you.
The queen bee always first, man.
I can definitely take it from here. My name is Dr. Ashley Wade. I'm a pharmacist. I'm not from Dallas. I'm an East Texas native, but I'm definitely representing from Dallas, Texas. I am an author. I'm a host. I love to curate book clubs. That's something special that I like to do. And I'm a community and literacy advocate. So I'm outside. I love to be community facing, forward facing, and a lot of different things that I do. I'm also, of course, with me mentioning a pharmacist, I do like to do like free health events through the city with different people that I partner with. Happy to be here with you, Mr. Rakeem, and my good homies of the Griot's podcast.
Indeed, indeed.
All right, I guess I'll go. I'm no stranger to the show. Appreciate you again for having us.
Always, brother.
Kofi Piche, author, writer, ghostwriter, publisher, content creator, amongst other things.
Yeah. I bring up the real man, Sean P coming in live, man, the host of the Sean P Experience, one part of the Modern Day Griot podcast, multi self-published author, public speaker, community curator, content creator, amongst other things, man. So I'll leave it at that.
Dope. And see, like I told y'all, a very dope group of people right here. If you can, for the podcast link will be in the description as well. Let's start there. Tell everybody about the podcast and I guess how it formed and what was the inspiration behind it. What is the objective? What are you guys? What is the objective for this collective?
You want me to do it, or you can go, Sean, and I'll just
give him that brief history, bro. Give it to him.
Okay. Well, I've been knowing Sean for a while, and Sean was actually he was the first guest that actually kicked off my Author's Perspective show a few years ago, where I did 2 years of interviewing a lot of different authors, and so we established a relationship after that, and last year I put out a book called Africa's Hair Doing Before and After Slavery, and around April, Sean has his own. He had his own. He didn't transfer. Thank God, he has transferred over to YouTube. But he was on Instagram heavy, doing a lot of great interviews with a lot of authors. So he brought me on in April, and our chemistry just always kind of been dope. So after the show, I consider myself a modern day griot. He considered himself a modern day griot. So it only made sense how the chemistry was. Let's do something together. We had a good time. Him interviewing me, what I'm saying, on his show, Sean P Experience. And so I hit him up and said, what you think about us doing a podcast together called the Griot Podcast of the Modern Day Griots. And he was with it. And the next we talked about it in May. We had a podcast. We had the first episode up in May. So we work real quick. That's something I like about him as well. He quick to the draw, just like I am. So that's how it got started. It got started with him interviewing me, the chemistry that we had from that interview. And from that interview, we wanted to continue to keep working. And from there, we created that podcast. And Sean, you can kind of tell us the purpose and the intent of the podcast.
Okay, but before I do that, I want to inject something that's important to this story, right? They got certain guys in the YouTube space, let's put it like that a lot of us admire, and we look at from afar for their scholarship, their knowledge, personality, whatever the attribute might be.
Mm-hmm.
I was a fan of Kofi for years before we ever talked. So like some of your favorite YouTube people
Yeah.
out there, Coach was one of the ones that I was watching consistently. His lectures on African history and his breakdowns on things amongst his Master Warrior brothers like that. So my point in saying that is I'm a fan of my people first.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of Dr. Wade. Before we ever talk, I'm
Hmm.
hitting Dr. Wade's page, watching her reels, watching her lives before we ever talk. So it makes it easier because I respect them so much from afar.
Hmm.
I'm a fan first,
Right.
and we are
Right.
homie out there, right? So I'm always keeping that perspective alive, right? As far as the purpose and intent, to me, the modern day griot is about all of us have the ability to capture and tell stories
Mm.
and the importance of our story. Nobody out there's story is more important than your story. I don't
Right.
care what scholar or what doctor it is. Your story is important and is vital, right? And your family story is important. So I think the purpose for me is to make the listener wake up and realize, like, yo, I am a storyteller in
Hmm.
various ways.
Hmm.
This is storytelling. And me starting to be more cognizant of that while I'm living everyday life, I'm capturing things I would have never captured before.
Mm.
Certain small things matter to me now that never mattered before
Hmm.
for the purpose of recording it to tell a story, right?
Right.
So I think hopefully in our episodes, every month is a different topic,
Hmm.
and we're motivating and inspiring and educating the audience on something they never heard before, maybe, and they'll go and buy a book or watch a documentary
Mm.
or just take a 2 minute and watch a reel on something.
Yeah.
And if they do that, I think that we're successful in our endeavor, in my opinion, man. So that's kind of the brief nutshell of it to me.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. And y'all do that well. And as far as the book, now, so what inspired the book? I mean, the book is, acting on your dreams and visions. The What inspired this topic and you guys wanting to take a deep dive into the idea of our own dreams and our own visions and how we choose to bring forth our ideas and etc. Like, so
Let me
what was the
let
foundation of
me
that?
let me add a little sprinkle. Now I'm gonna let Kofi has to do it because this is Kofi's brain baby. This is
Hmm.
Kofi's thing. Not the way that I will only step parents or something like that.
Hmm.
This is Kofi's thing, right? I'm saying it because Kofi said a real matter of factly earlier.
Hmm.
This how our chemistry goes.
Hmm.
Kofi called me on the phone. I'm at work most times. Hey Sean, what you think about doing the Modern Day Griot podcast, bro? I'm like, all right, bet, let's do it. Before you know it, the podcast is here. And so the podcast real good. We should do a Modern Day Griot book. Okay, bet.
Mm.
So the acting on your dreams and visions. This was a phone call that we had, a group call at the end of last year. I remember it vividly. I was outside in the cold. This is a group phone call. And Kofi like, look, y'all, we should do a book on acting on your dreams and visions. Kofi already had the idea. I think Kofi already might have had the chapters. Like he had this thing pretty much formed. He could have did it by himself easily, but he allowed us to be a part of this ride. And I'm gonna let Kofi go ahead and go from there.
Yeah, that's kind of like what it was. I kind of had the chapters and stuff already go. I'm like, if they ain't with it, I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna just do it by myself.
And he definitely was like that too.
That's
But
one thing you gotta
If you want to be a part of it, I'm
yeah, and plus I wanted, each season of the podcast, because the podcast is a literary podcast. So I wanted each season we produce a publication for that season. So, and I wanted to inspire and motivate other people, you know what I'm saying, to actually chase their dreams because as we grow up, our dreams begin to dissipate, our
Mm.
dreams begin to disappear, or even as we become young teenagers, um, and getting closer to getting out of the house, our parents begin to kill our own dreams, right? So we stop dreaming. So we stop believing in ourselves. So we start believing in other people's dreams. And what I mean by believing in other people's dreams is we go get a 9 to 5 and we continue to work on a job that we don't even appreciate. They don't even appreciate us, don't even value us. But we continue to stay on these jobs and complain and continue to elevate and push that individual dream because that business that we own, it started in the in that person imagination and that person dreams and that, in that person vision that he had, she had, and brought it to life. So now we're continuing to perpetuate that dream and that person or entity, whatever, able to sustain financial wealth for their children. So why not? I wanted to create something that we can actually inspire, motivate, and show people in real time that it don't matter how old you are, you can still go out there and chase your dreams, and you still can accomplish your dreams. And these are the steps and the methods that we personally took on our journey to get where we needed to be. There was obstacles in our way, but we didn't let those obstacles derail us. So let's share our stories and show you that, hey, look, we had these obstacles in the way, but we jumped them. You know what I'm saying? We cut the tree down. We bulldozed those obstacles completely out of the way. We got fear, but we never we figured out a way how to conquer that fear. You know what I'm saying? To kill that fear, because that's one of the prime denominators when it comes to someone actually trying to do something. So we want to make sure that we establish, you know what I'm saying, in order to do something, you can't just talk about it. So you have to act. And in order to act, these are the steps, these are the methods, this is the methodology in order to reach those goals. So we give our own personal testimonies, of what we've been through and how we came out of it and how we at where we are now.
And I'll add something on the end of that. Thank you, Kofi. Especially in this space of self-help. Lots of people are tapping into that realm of self-help, but even they're disappointed because the author doesn't look like them. They're disappointed because they don't feel like they can relate to the stories, or maybe the author can't relate to their personal stories as a Black or brown person. And so I think that's a niche that we have, tapping into that space with being accomplished people in what we do within our careers and in our creative space, and just giving the people a touch point. Again, we're community members, we're forward facing, we're not trying to ostracize ourselves. So we wanted to make sure that, people got a chance to see us and get to know us in that same book, and then hear our thoughts on how you position yourself to act on your dreams and visions.
Indeed, indeed. When you have these ideas, right, and because we all have them, and depending on what our interests are and what our passions are, but we all have them. How important is it to be careful with who you tell these things to whenever you are attempting to make that step in actualizing those ideas?
Boy, Dr. Wade over there laughing. We talk about this all the time, me and Dr. Wade. Now, I'm going to first start with this. Anything that I'm doing, there's never one way to do it. So I'm never going to ever say this is the way to do it, right? There's 1,000 ways to do everything. In my personal opinion, for me, now I'm back to myself. The more I'm talking about something, the more I'm hearing myself aloud say it, and it's not just living in my head. My confidence is growing. And the more I'm running into you, and you shaking your head like, man, that makes sense.
Right.
I'm getting that gas. Like, this is giving me the fuel and the battery pack to go and do it.
Right.
If I just keep it to myself because I'm so scared somebody going to take it, they're going to jack it, they're going to flip it, if I'm so handicapped by that, my confidence to get over the fear might not even grow. So for me, when the concept comes, my friends don't know I'm doing it. I'm on a voice note with Kobe, like, bro, and I was live on Monday. I'm going to talk about this, talk about this, talk about that. He's loving it. Now I know I'm on the right direction. I'm going to tell Dr. Wade, I did it before we came on the live today. Dr. Wade, tomorrow me and Kobe. So the more I'm going around talking about it, it's just formulating and getting more solidified in my mind. Now, some people feel like, boy, they're going to take my idea.
Right.
Boy, they're going to steal it. Like, bro, it's almost egotistical to think your shit is so unique and so brand new and fresh. Nobody else on the planet thought about that right now.
Facts.
You think for a fact you that brilliant. That in your brain you done thought about something that nobody else on the earth. I had this conversation 2 days ago about something like that. Like, bro, you're the first person to think about something. Whatever the topic is.
Right.
So you might well just dead that off the top. You're not that special, bro. You're not. You're not being a good killer. So stop all that fear, man.
It also depends on your circle, because a lot of people are afraid to share their ideas, because some people, sometimes it be your friends, it be the people closest to you that are like, nah, I'm not sure you
Yeah.
can do
They
it.
try to
Or
talk you
they
out of
start
it.
planting those seeds of doubt. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? But that's why, when people use it so cliche, check your circle, but they don't never move around the pieces of their tribe. You know what I'm saying? And that's the good thing about being, linked to the tribe with Sean and Kofi, because they gonna pop it off. If there's an idea, it's expected to be executed. Where you look around with some people, they may sit on an idea 3, 4, 5 years before they even start to plan it.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So again, you don't have to depend on who you deal with. Yes, you probably should keep your ideas to yourself. But if you got a good, fruitful, supportive, positive community, and you see they already doing their own thing, that's
Mm.
another good thing about us. Everybody's doing their own thing individually. That's a good place for you to be. That's a good place for you to grow. And even since this book has been out and it's been touching people's hands, that's what people connect with the most. Like, okay, now I can activate because I know y'all. I know
Mm.
y'all are going to support me. This book is giving support. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
people already have that support that they may not even be getting at home or in their friend groups and stuff like that.
Indeed, indeed. Can y'all talk about, all right, so there are things that we like whenever we are attempting something new and trying to bring forth our vision. Um, Obviously, it's always good to kind of plan how you're going to do it. But things don't always go as planned. Um, how do you take what some may perceive as, oh, okay, this is a setback, or it's not necessarily a failure, but a lot of times people, whenever the first turn of any type of uh obstacle, they'll say, hey, this isn't for me. You know what I mean? Like, what are your, if you can, like, just speak about that idea that just because you may not succeed the first time, or just because there are obstacles in your path, as far as what you're attempting to create, that doesn't necessarily mean that you shouldn't be creating it, right? It just means that there are things you may have to overcome in the process, which in the long run is good because you learn that way, right? Like, but if you can speak to that.
I would say first, I love using sport analogies to make my point, right? Floyd Mayweather, undefeated his whole career, and then you go Alabama football, none but crystal balls, right? Championships.
Mm-hmm.
Both of those instances I heard him say in interviews, they never won with their initial game plan.
Mm.
Imagine that.
Wow.
Multi-champions. They
Mm-hmm.
trained and studied for all these months, and they have never won with their first game plan going into it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But your ability to adapt and adjust to what's happening in real time, that's what make you the champion, bro. Not
Right.
your game plan was so sweet.
Right.
Your adaptability
Right.
make you the champion.
Right. Right. Right.
So plan, strategize, all that, but then get ready to adjust. So most things won't go as planned, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
That's my
No.
life, anyway.
Yeah, and that's like a misconception for people. People think um, once they uh, plan and strategize that it's going to pop off, but a lot of times it's not going to pop off.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. It's just not. But you just have to be determined. If you have to be determined. You have to be focused. And you have to be willing to keep trying, man. That's what it's all about, man. It's try till you succeed. That's why, when you read some of our great heroes and stuff like that, a lot of these people that we venerate, we speak and keep their name alive. A lot of those people had failures too. All we see the success afterwards, but we don't see, them struck. We don't see the door being closed several 8 times, but they had the mindset where they wasn't going to give up, and that's the easiest thing to do, man. The easiest thing to do is give up, and the easiest thing is to stop working, right? But if like I said, if you keep that sharp focus and willing to be determined that you won't be defeated, and that's the goal, is don't be defeated. One door closes, another one always open up. And don't be afraid to fail. Bro, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm not afraid to fail.
Mm.
I'm not afraid to put it all on the line, bro. I'm not afraid to take high risk, high reward. And a lot of times people are scared to take that risk.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And then when they take that risk, or they scared to take the risk because if they fail, they scared what somebody else gonna say. But I tell people all the time, I rather fail. I failed 1,000 times. I failed 1,000 times, and you took no action. That means
Mm.
I took action every time. You never take action on nothing that you do. You can't criticize and talk about me when you don't take no action.
Right.
So I
Facts.
failed 1,000. That means I took 1,000 actions. I
Mm.
tried to put my own destiny in my own hands.
Mm.
So I'm not afraid to fail. And I
Mm.
don't care what nobody else say when they see me fail. Again, all of these things are a process of learning how to do this and how to do that. I
Yeah.
went through something with my publishing company about back in November and got frustrated and frustrated. And I could have said I quit. And there was some things that were going on, and I thought maybe it had to do something with some of the people publications that I'm publishing, right? And man, these people was giving me a hard time on some stuff, man. But you
Mm.
know, I took it on the chin. I learned from it, uh, and went back in to the drawing board, studied, did what I had to do, and got it done, dog. And that's it, man. We just can't be afraid to fail. We can't be afraid to defeat, especially when we know what our purpose is, and that's something too that a lot of us don't. We don't understand what our purpose is. We don't understand when people hear our assignment, right? So I understand my purpose. I understand my assignment, right? In order for me to fulfill that purpose and that assignment, that means I have to work, right? And it says in my assignment and my purpose that it ain't gonna be a smooth ride, right? So I gotta buckle up, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta put your seatbelt on, man, and ride out.
Mm.
Facts. And unfortunately, sometimes this is something that we don't like to factor in. Sometimes we're not ready when we want it done. Sometimes we're not ready. Or sometimes spirit is like, learn this skill
Mhm.
next. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So because
Hmm.
everybody's journey is not the same. And I talk about this a lot in the prologue, especially as far as like being in the medical field. You have to take all these tests, you have to be prepared, and it's all psychological. And so sometimes not right now is a clear answer. Sometimes you need this other skill is an answer. And for my personal story, Spirit was like, I want you to learn this teaching skill first. Some people get in pharmacy school, they be 20, 30, they get in and it's a smooth ride. But then sometimes they get stuck in that career and there's nothing to do outside of that. So for me, I respect that on the back end, knowing that spirit was like, if you learn how to teach before pharmacy school, then pharmacists won't be the only thing that you have to rely on as far as my work for you, my purpose for you. So again, that not right now, maybe you're not ready, maybe not right now, or maybe I'm putting you in line to develop another skill
Hmm.
so that you can be more fruitful when you get to the place where I'm trying to take you to go.
How important is it, like, to, because yeah, most of the time whenever we begin something new, obviously we are, it's a lot of things are trial and error, right? But how important is it to, like, really study what you're trying to do, to where even if you do have, some trials and errors along the way, you still have a good grasp of how the thing you're attempting to do works, right? Like, instead of just kind of jumping out there and saying, hey, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. How important is it sometimes to immerse yourself into what it is that you're doing, so you can be as prepared as you possibly can?
I think it's and once again, it's just showing people. I think that's one of the main ways to do anything in the world. I find it surprising because once again, this book came about because people call and inbox us all the time for years. Man, I want to do this. Man, I
Hmm.
want to do that. They don't really follow through all the time, right? But anyway, I find it amazing when a young man tells me I want to be a rapper,
Mm.
but you don't study none of the OG rappers.
Right.
You
Yeah.
don't study any of the rap industry. You don't study none of the producers, executives, the publishing and the legality. You just want to go and press the button and just rap some words.
Mm.
It's gonna be very, very difficult to navigate that particular world if you're not really a student of whatever it is. Same thing in sports. You
Hmm.
want to play basketball, but you never watch Michael Jordan actually play basketball. You never saw Magic Johnson and whoever the forefathers of that thing is, man. So I'm prideful in our squad. We're always studying publishers and writers, and we always talk about the business of books. That's a whole different conversation, the business side of it. We always talking and breaking down. Because so many folks say, I want to be an author, but you don't have no idea of any parts of this universe. You're gonna just jump into it and just strike lightning. Like
Mm.
you're almost stacking the odds against yourself when you do it like that.
Hmm.
So I don't care you trying to be a chef. I don't care you trying to be in a t-shirt business, whatever the business is. Totally immerse yourself in that craft. What I always say for the past 15, 20 years, man, and being in this kind of position.
Indeed, indeed. I know that I, Dr. Ashley, in the book, you talk about celebrating your
Fact,
wins, right?
fact.
And I think that's even if you just do it like on your own or in your own house, right? You have to. I feel like you have to acknowledge yourself, because I kind of I'm a humble person, right? And so I don't like to brag about things, you know what I'm saying? So whenever I have to self promote, sometimes feels kind of weird or whatever. But like in my own life, I do celebrate, my wins and accomplishments because you have to, like, the work that you put in for something, right? It could be anything, but that's part of that self love, I think, right? Um, but why is it important for one to, acknowledge themselves, celebrate the things that they check off their list? Because as we know, man, like in this system, life is hard and it's hard for a lot of people. And what benefits are there, in your opinion, of celebrating yourself and celebrating your accomplishments?
There are a couple. I'm glad that you asked that question because not a lot of people ask it, but the benefits are your connectivity to the universe. We always are wanting somebody to talk to us. Lord, speak to me. People go in that realm or, light my path, help me figure it out. But you don't give reverence back up when they give you power, when the ancestors give you power to complete the task, or
Mm.
they line everything up so it's easy for you if you have that posture. So to me, when you celebrate up, you let the universe know that, hey, we're working together. I'm in alignment with you in alignment with me, and I'm giving you praise for putting me in the positions and opening doors, lighting my path, creating opportunities. And then also it goes into that self-love piece because traditionally we don't celebrate often. You
Mm.
got a 4-year degree, you got a 4 or 5 year plan, and it can get frustrating and you can get discouraged because you look and you say, man, I got so far to go. And you don't look at what you have done. Again, that's a perspective thing. If you look at the things that you're doing and you celebrate that in your own way, then you uplift yourself and you encourage yourself to look at the next task and say, okay, I can do this too
Mm.
next. You know what I'm saying? It's a posture. And lots of people in our culture struggle with that. I've
Mm.
struggled with that before because again, we carry that humility piece heavy. Like,
Yeah,
oh, now
yeah,
let me say too much.
right.
Because some people are gonna think I'm braggadocious. Some people are gonna say that I'm my ego, or some people are gonna say I'm taking all the credit and not the spirit. But we don't listen to that.
Mm.
You can't pay attention to that because ultimately when people see you and they see you in their highness, in your highness, celebrating yourself, accomplishing things, that's a lesson for the next person too. When you
Mm.
celebrate and you give yourself highness and you give yourself credit, because like you said, the work is the work and shit don't happen overnight. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So if you're not giving you credit, then you put yourself in a position to seek outside validation
Hmm.
for love and credit. And we don't get that because perhaps lots of us don't even get support.
Right.
So how
Right.
do you expect for people to come back and be like, good job? And so if you're not doing that for yourself as frequently as possible, then you're giving the negativity a place to sit, a place to live in your life. And then that can kind of depress how you feel about yourself, the belief in yourself, and then how active you are with your dreams and
Mm.
vision.
Indeed, indeed. Um, we all have things that we are passionate about. Um, a lot of times it doesn't always show itself like early on in life. But when you become passionate about something, right, whether it's a cause, whether it's a skill, whether it's you know, uh, information, right? Like when you realize that something that you are passionate about something, what's the next step?
Right? Well, the step is like we talk about that in the book. I talk about that in chapter 1. We talking about once you understand what your purpose is, um, or what it is that you want to do in life, it's your dream, right? So or it's your imagination, which imagination and dreams are the same thing. One is in awake state, one is in sleep state. So you take your dreams and you turn your dreams into goals. Goals are action items, right? That's all it is, action items. So you, I'll just give you what I'll do. What I'll do. The first thing I'll do is what I envision for myself or I see for myself, and what I see in my thoughts. And once I realize, okay, I need to write something down on how to manifest this into reality. I want to materialize this word now. I can see it, smell it, taste it, and touch it. So again, turning that into goals and creating a step by step formula in order for me to reach to reach those dreams. One of the steps may be, if give an example. I give you an example. I wanted to publish a book. My first time published before I became a publisher. When I wanted to publish a book, I wanted to understand percentages, so I had to study the percentages from print on demand companies. So it's about information. So the first step for me is information. So I'm gonna get that information any way possible. Whether I have to go on YouTube, whether I have to reach out to individual people, whether I have to get me a life coach. That's a method. Getting you a life coach or getting you a mentor. You know what I'm saying? And even paying for information or paying for workshops. You know what I'm saying? Because information is very valuable, right? So sometimes we can't just get it off of YouTube. Sometimes we can't call up people because sometimes people don't want to share with you. Even though they say they do, they don't want to share the formula. So a lot of times you got to pay them. So first thing is information. That's one of the steps. I got to get as much information as possible on whatever said subject that I'm doing. I got to study it out. You know, now the next step after getting the information is, like I said, I might seek a mentor, someone who's already in this business or in this realm, seeking somebody for guidance, counseling. So far, next step for me is now understand that business, right? So I'm getting me LLC or C Corp, however I want to, LLC, C Corp, you know what I'm saying? Understand what those things in. So I understand once I go active with whatever I'm going, these things will be able to protect me. So I have to understand the business side of it, right? So once I get the legal documents together, then my next step is to start to market and promote the things that I have already studied, got information from, got guidance, got counseling from. Start to market and promote in different methods or ways in order for me to succeed on that. So that's just a few steps, and some of those steps, is not it's simple. Some of those steps and some where your dreams that you turn to goals. Some of your goals may be 2 months. Some goals may be 3 months. Some goals may be 6 months. Some goals may be 7 years. Like I got a 7-year goal. I'm into my fifth, going into my 6th year, and me staying due diligent and continue to work the steps and work the process, and not only work the process and the steps, it's also put like Sean says, that's a very important thing. You have to put your face in the place, right? You have to go to places, right? You have to, make your presence be known in these places, in these markets, wherever it's at, you know what I'm saying? So, that's like a step and process that I have to go through, but you have to continue to work those steps and those process in order to actually reach your goal. And in those steps and those process, whether it's 3 months, 6 months, 6 years, you know what I'm saying? Again, you have to stay focused. You have to stay determined. You have to keep and develop a good work habit, a good work ethic. Um, yeah, man, and that's it. That's what I would do.
How important is, like consistency as far as, whenever you're trying to bring something to life, like how much, like what is consistency, uh how does that, where does that fall when it comes to, the things that you're trying to bring forth? Because, like again, as we talk, life can be hard, right? There are people working 9 to 5s, being underpaid. Um, and they get home, they're tired. They have these ideas, they have these things that they want to do, regardless. It may have something to do with money, it may not, right? But they have these things that they want to do that makes that will bring them some peace, that'll bring them some happiness. But by the time, they get home, right? Like you work a 9 to 5, you go pick your children up from daycare, you do this, you do this. Um, like what advice would you give, people with a situation like that where, things are hard, you're tired, they have ideas, but it doesn't seem like it's enough time in the day to get all these things done.
Well, guess what? What you just described, that's our lives. We don't just do writing. We don't just do podcasts. We don't just do speaking. All of us are full time working people, and we have family and everything else. We're not exempt from what you just said, right? Heard this quote a long time ago. Whether you're Oprah Winfrey being a billionaire or whatever, or you're a crackhead in the hood, you still got 24 hours in the day.
Hmm.
No matter your gender, class, race, nothing, we all got 24. Whoever maximizes 24 the most will probably be the most successful person, right? So when it comes to that consistency piece, I love whenever they say your 9 to 5, that's what you do for your family, to pay the bills, take care of certain responsibilities. What you're doing from like 6 to 9,
Hmm.
that's for you. That's to liberate yourself. That's to free yourself. That's to ultimately get your family to a different trajectory, right? We all got to work. I worked 14 hours last night.
Damn.
Think I ain't tired right now? I
Yeah,
just woke
yeah,
up about an hour ago.
yeah.
But I'm here right now doing this, promoting my passion, promoting my life. I'm not gonna do 14 hours for that man over there. I ain't gonna do nothing for I'm tired for myself.
Yeah.
See, you picked the wrong time to get tired. You're tired for yourself. You can
Mm.
do all that for that man over there.
Mhm.
You come to the crib, oh man, I'm tired. Man, they came on Netflix last night. So for yourself,
Mhm.
you gonna cut corners on yourself,
Right.
but
Mm.
you gonna do everything in the world for that man over there on that time clock. Don't care about you or your family. When you call in sick, he want to fire you. Somebody in your family died, man, come back to work. He don't care about somebody dying, but you gonna
Mm.
cut on yourself.
Mm.
And
I'll put it like that, man.
fun. Like when you do things that are fun and your dreams don't have to be like these dry ass, weird ass, like you really don't want to do it, but you expect it of yourself. Okay, I want to write a book and maybe I gotta make it hard. But when it becomes fun, I like to write, I like to read. It's easy to carve out that time. Me and Sean always run it back because we always talk about what people like to do. People will make time to do what they like to do.
Mm.
They don't give a damn if Beyonce come on at 10 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the morning. They're going to be there if they're at the concert. They're going to spend their credit card money, their bill money to be there. But unfortunately, people take a real negative posture when it comes to making time for what you want to do. And again, like it doesn't have to be boring. Do your passion, your skill set. That's one thing
Do
that
you,
I wanted to
I,
interject earlier
I don't
is
mean to
that skill set.
cut you off, but do you think that society has kind of made us like that, where it's like, this whole ideology of where, you, like Sean mentioned, you work hard over here. Now that you're off, the only thing you just rest, right? And get prepared for the next day. Like, is that something that we have been socially engineered to think?
Mhm.
Yeah, I think so, because if you look at our ancestors, they would go out and work in the fields and then come home and work their own field. You know what I'm saying? Work their own plot. But somewhere again, we got this freedom. Kofi said something earlier, and I'll let step back and let him chime in. He was like, I wish that some of our liberties were taken away from us, because that hunger, that dog that our people had to get shit done.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? We are so comfortable now. We're like, you know what? I could work on my dreams, but I really could be chilling. I'm done with my 9 to 5. I can go do whatever. You know what I'm saying? And we don't look at it like we're not inspired. We're not motivated to do things for ourselves because we're so comfortable. So I do agree. I do think it's that psychological piece. And I wanted to bring up this book to me that's so important in that whole process, by one of the greats, Dr. Naeem Akbar, Breaking the Chains of Psychological Slavery. We got to get into a position where we can get out of our heads with that weird shit and understand the psychology of the way that things are going on around us, the commercials, the social media. Some of that shit is toxic to us, but we have to at least know that there's a psychological warfare going on, period, so we can know how to maneuver through some of those obstacles that can be caused by, psychological tactics.
Indeed, indeed.
It's a mindset. It's a poor man and woman mindset. And I'm just going. I don't care what nobody say. I ain't trying to hear that shit.
Mm.
Because I talked to so many people. Just like the other day, I was talking to a guy, and he was complaining about the job. I said, "Quit, quit." Quick, let me say you walk out. Quick. I said, can't nobody change your circumstances but you. You get off work. You go home. You say you're tired, you want to rest. You let this job heal your dreams and your vision, or where you envision yourself being it, man. So just quit, because I'm not trying to hear it. And consistency it's very important, man. We have developed this poor mindset where all we want to do is get up, go to work, complain about work, and then give all our money away when we get paid, man. That's a poor man mindset. And I'm tired of people making excuses when you can do it. You make time for everything else but the important thing. I'm telling you, bro, every majority of the people that I talk to is lazy ass people. They don't work. They don't want to work, bro. I'm gonna tell you. At the end of this year, I'm gonna be completely working for myself. Completely working for myself. Leaving my job. I work a 9 to 5. I work 4 days a week. I work 10-hour shifts. I go to work Tuesday through Friday. Let's say I start the first work week day for me is Tuesday. I get up at 9 o'clock. I come in my office and I go to work. I'm working for my client where I can make some money. I'm working on my own goals and my own dreams. This is from 9 to 1:30. I put my clothes on at 2 o'clock. 2:30, I head out. If my wife ain't cook, I stop, get me something to eat, sit in my car, eat, I go to work. I work from 3:30 to 1:30 in the morning. I make it home at 2 o'clock. I go back in my office. I work from 2 to 5 or 6. This no cap. Sean can vouch for me. Go to sleep at 5 or 6. Get back up at 9. I'm doing the same thing till I go to work. On the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Saturday, I get up at 8 o'clock, 8:30. I'm in my office. I'm working on what I got to work for my publishing company, my clients, and whatever else I see fit for myself or something in the future. I got to forward right up here with a list of things that I'm going to accomplish this year, and I done accomplished 3 or 4 already. So I'm working. And when I'm tired, I want to create content to promote the things that I got going on and my brothers and my sisters stuff got going on. I'm tired, man. I still pick up the camera. Even though I'm tired, I pick it up and I go to work, man. It's about working, man. So we have to recondition ourselves and get rid of poor man mindset where all we want to do is go to work, complain about working, and then give our money away. We ain't gonna never get nowhere like that, man.
I want to add something real fast, man. I got to do it because of the topic, right? I think the COVID-19 pandemic was the biggest litmus test for humanity, right? You know why I'm saying that? For all the years before the pandemic, people always said, boy, Sean, I would go to the gym, man. I just be so tired. Boy, Sean, I would write a book. I'd be so tired and so busy. Boy, Sean, I would go and start the real estate business. I got so much going on. When the world came to a screeching halt for months, them same people, when you had all of this leisure, you didn't do shit. So you had the most free time you probably will ever get in your life. All of us collectively. There was never a break like that in history. It probably won't be no time soon. And whenever that big old window came, you didn't do none of what you said.
Facts.
Man, I would cook more meals at the house. You ain't cook nothing. You said the door dashing the whole pandemic. So everything you said, we've seen you a liar. Whenever that time came, it didn't come. So I'm gonna just leave it at that.
Indeed. Sean P, you talk about in the book turning your dreams into goals, right? I think that's a dope concept. If you can, just speak on that some.
Well, to put it simply, we're in a dream state. It's a dream. It's not tangible. It's not real. It's only in your mind. If I wake up and say, boy, I had a fire dream at 12 o'clock, it's just where it was in the dream state. Until I put certain things in motion, it's just some pie in the sky thing. So turning a dream into a goal and into manifestation, that takes action. That's a verb. That's something you have to do, right? Whenever Dr. Wade and COVID tell me about something they want to do, see, at a certain level, we don't speak on dreams no more. We said, man, I'm going to do a podcast. Man, I'm going to write a poem. Man, I'm going to do a book. That's how we talk to each other. COVID never said, man, you know, Sean, I had a dream about writing a book, man. Well, for real, COVID, that sounds pretty good. We'll talk like that. Man, I'm on chapter 5. I'm working on chapter 7. I got to research something. That's how we talk to each other. Not the way. I want to do a event for the community every Wednesday at this certain time. She's not telling me about a dream she had about doing corks and covers. Man, Sean, look, the venue said this. The manager said that. I'm going to start next Wednesday. That's how we talk to each other. That's goals and tangible stuff. That's not some pie in the sky theory. And so many people stay in the pie in the sky part.
Facts.
You'll find them 3 years later, boy, I'm going to start that podcast. I'm buying my equipment off, or Prime Day coming up. I'm buying mics. I know guys that got thousands of dollars worth of equipment. They ain't did one episode yet.
That's a goddamn shame.
They got mics, lights, swing arms, all type of stuff. But I'm saying, you just staying in that state instead of doing something. Man, just press the button.
Right.
Just press the button, bro.
Right.
And you have to make your goals easy. Make your shit easy. You don't have to make it hard, especially when you start. It can be something simple something that if you want to learn consistency, let's start there. Then, okay, this is what I'm going to do for this week. You can plan that out. Checking shit off at the end of the week is easy because the end of the week is coming. Make it easy for yourself and then build off of that. I think we've been disappointed. We failed so much. We don't even know how to esteem ourselves. I didn't mean to cut you off, Sean. We don't even know how to lift ourselves back up. Get back on track. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to do. You can start no matter where you are. But I think we make it so hard for ourselves to where we just don't do it. And that's a disservice to us. It's a disservice to the community. And it's definitely a disservice to the Most High because the Most High definitely don't want you stagnant. Like, what the hell? You were sitting here for a purpose. You need to tap into that. Figure out what your skills are. That's another thing. Because some things you can do within yourself, but some things you may have to outsource. For example, transparency moment. I suck at formatting when I write. It's horrible. I can't do it. My indentions, all that be all out of whack. The number is weird, but I know Kofi got me. So if I get my everything laid out, And it may not have the bullet points in the right, it may not be doing none of that, but that would stop me if it were only me. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? That would be like, dang, it'd be great if I had a publisher or somebody I could outsource because it would look a certain way. Boom, I do. So I don't have to worry about certain things. So I know what my skill set is. Hell yeah, I'm a bomb ass writer. But baby, that formatting is gonna get me every time. So that's a Kofi deal. Or even my ideas. Sometimes I'm weird and quirky. I'm not quirky. Sean is very good with catchphrases.
Mm-hmm.
So if I have an idea of something I want to do, Sean, help me out with a title. Boom, there go the title. So I don't have to let the obstacles stop me. I may just need to reach out to my tribe that I know that they got skill to tap in for me. And voila, you see this beautiful event and you think it's all me. Meanwhile, we got this back end work popping.
Right.
Make it easy for yourself.
And my brother Sabir.
Yeah.
Yes, about consistency, right?
Mm-hmm.
Most folks watching the podcast are probably going to be employed people. You magically have so much consistency going to somebody's job all the time. You don't like going to the job.
Right.
You magically have so much consistency going to different meetings you don't want to be a part of and Zoom calls you got to do part of the job. You do all these check boxes of consistency on things you don't even like.
Right.
You're going to lack consistency on yourself.
Right. Right. Right.
About making a meeting with yourself.
Right.
You're going to miss that meeting?
Nah,
you got to think about it.
Nah. Indeed. And so whenever you do, let's say you're in the beginning stages of, well, maybe not even the beginning stages, like of an idea or something that you want to create, but with all three of y'all, how important is it to, make it a habit of writing your ideas down, right? Because when it just always feels like once you put it on paper, like it starts getting real then, you know what I'm saying? But what are y'all thoughts on that?
All right.
I'm gonna say that one thing and let Kofi go. Hey, I love another Kanye West said, sophisticated flows. I write my curses in cursive. There's a power in writing. There's a power with your hand making these motions and all that. And our ancestors knew that from ancient times. There's a power in doing these things. So digital is cool. It's better than nothing. But there's something about the writing. And guess what? Schools have taken away cursive. So the average layperson don't understand the idea. They see that little thing on the headline, the school taking out cursive. They just keep on scrolling. Wait a minute, pause. This is a major thing. Our children not learning the power of cursive. And they can't read cursive.
Right.
So you writing it is super spiritual, powerful. And I'll be quiet. Go ahead, Kofi.
Oh, no. Yeah, that's a fact, man.
Yeah, no, y'all good, man. Just, it's y'all family. So just build.
Yeah, it's power in writing, bro.
You're a little bit low, Kofi.
Can you hear me now?
It's better.
Yeah, I'm saying there's power in cursive. I mean, there's power in writing. It just something for me is when I write it down, when I'm writing on my chalkboard or here. I keep this in my pocket. I advise anybody that is creative, that's always thinking, I advise you to write it down because a lot of times we have dope ideas, and if we don't stop and write it down, we gonna lose it, right? So in those moments, I advise everybody to get these things right here. This thing is filled up. I'm telling you, I walk around every day with these things, man. I can just keep going, man. I'm full of ideals, man. I'm steady writing down those things, and then I go back to them. And once I write it down, I organize it in a way in order for me to actually work it or take action. Because that's what the book is all about too, is understanding and how to take action. So it's very important, man, to write it down, even on the board. I mean, not even on if you have a chalkboard. We make these vision boards. And a lot of times we make these vision boards and we don't go through with it. But once you write your vision board or whatever you're writing down, understand how to take that and organize it and structure it in a step-by-step way in order to complete that action, right? Because I can say something and write it down all day, but until I organize it formulate it, you know what I'm saying, and create a step and a process on how to materialize it. It's just an idea. You see what I'm saying? So it's very important, man, to write this
I
stuff
got
down.
I got something that just struck my mind, bro. If you call my phone like, boy, Sean, guess what? I got an idea for this part for a car to do X, Y, and Z. If I say, man, you want that down?
Hmm.
If you tell me no, if you demonstrate you're too lazy to even stop and write this thing down, how do I believe you're going to do all the hundreds of steps
Hmm.
to actually manifest this part? It's hard to believe. You won't even write it down. And
Right.
that idea just came in my mind just now. Like, you won't even write it down. You won't even stop and take 20 seconds to write it down. But I'm supposed to believe you're going to do the hundreds of hours it takes to manifest whatever it is.
Hmm. Hmm.
And
I got
plus,
to really doubt
ideas
that.
sometimes are fleeting. It may be in 1 second. If you don't get it down, you done forgot it in 5 minutes. You got to tell somebody you had this amazing idea and you can't even recall it. But it was fire when it was hitting you though. And you're like, man, and it takes you hours to try to go back to that place where you had that idea or that it came. So it is important for you to be in touch with yourself like that and believe in yourself that much to where, you know, if you write it down, you're going to come back to it and you're going to add to it in your free time. That may be why you laying in the bed, getting ready to wind down. Let me pull up my notes and add a little bit more to this. Again, we talked about that earlier when you said self-belief. If you don't believe in yourself, it's going to show by how you treat your ideas. It's going to show. If you believe in yourself, it's going to show because you may have a list. It may be that one thing. It may not be a whole list of ideas. It may just be you sitting down, figuring out what your skills are. I'm good at this. I'm good at that. Oh, I didn't think 10 minutes later. Oh, I'm also good at this. Let me put that down. Because sometimes everything doesn't come to you at one time.
Yeah.
Sometimes it comes to you at different times, but if you compile it, it can actually be something easy that you can, it's tangible, you can build into it and you can make it work. Because again, I like easy stuff. I tell Sean, I tell Kobe, I like it easy. If you make it for easy for me, I'm gonna do it. And so we have to make things easy for ourselves so that we can get to that celebration quicker.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Because we always look at people in the club and you be like, man, they ain't celebrating shit. All they doing is coming because it's Saturday night. It's gonna be cool. But it's a whole different vibe when you go into the club or you whatever and you've done something to earn the turn up.
Hmm.
Baby, that turn up is gonna be special. You're gonna be in a whole different vibe because
Sure.
you earned it. Do you
Mm.
see what I'm saying? You earned it. And I think our parents tried to teach us that with an allowance system, but we missed it. We missed the concept. We missed it. But you can come back into it now as an adult and be able and to be in the posture to get shit done for yourself. Hey, and B, to celebrate your life, celebrate your accomplishments. Because again, I'm a pharmacist. I see hundreds of people on pills for all types of shit every single day. You see what I'm saying? I see people who, and I talk to them and they'll tell you, oh, it'll take 10 minutes. This is what happened to me. Let me tell you my story. And then you end up in woe is me. And how can you create in that fashion?
Yeah. Right.
How can you create in that low posture? So you have to build yourself up and give yourself a chance to be successful by being consistent. Simple shit. I haven't been doing this for very long. I've been this person for a couple of years, but I've seen people start shit and stop shit. And I'm like,
Yeah.
God damn, I'm new to the game and I'm consistent. So I'm already winning. So just being in that posture of like, and I'm gonna say posture over and over because that's important because there's no right or wrong. It just is what works for you. But you got to do something with it. You can't sit on it because then you're gonna be looking at the next person like, damn, I had that idea. Well, you didn't do shit with it. So, and I did. So like, you know what I'm saying? Don't be mad at me. They say don't hate the player, hate the game. If you want to be a part of it, play it.
Mm. Indeed,
Hit the
indeed.
game, baby. Hit the game.
And so again, I'd always appreciate when y'all come through. I want to go from Sean P, Dr. Ashley, and then have Kofi close it out. Just, let everybody know, the importance of, what's being talked about in this book and just how it can, help, with your motivation, with your understanding on, how to, take things from an idea and make it a reality, just from each one of y'all perspective.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna give a shameless plug, right? We piggybacking off of the last topic about the power of writing things down. I'm proud to announce, as a member of the Modern Day Griot family, we have a brand new product that's on the way coming. I can't say too much about
Oh
it, but
snap. Uh-huh.
you will be able, you will be physically able to start writing things in a certain place and have those things out of your mind onto paper, pen to paper, right? You will be able to do that pretty soon. I'm very, very proud about this product that's coming in a few weeks. You'll be seeing our videos and our promotion about that pretty soon. To wrap with this though, right? I'm very proud about the action part of this
Mm.
book. In almost every chapter, they have actionable items to do.
Hmm.
There are things to write down and to think about in depth. And some books that you might read it. Oh man, Dr. Wade said something real cool on page 17. Put the book down.
Right.
But there's no action items. So I pride myself in any project that I'm a part of. There's gonna be a question section in the book. I'm asking you questions.
Mm.
I'm challenging you. I'm stepping on your toes a little bit. We all need some discomfort. I'm doing that, and I'm very, very proud of my squad I'm a part of. Keep it at that.
Indeed. I appreciate you, and I appreciate you, Sean P. Thank you for, just coming through and dropping your insight. And you, Dr. Ashley, now.
Well, what I love to say is I can show you better than I can tell you. And I'll use a recent example that happened to us recently. So one of our friends, so I have an event called Corks and Covers at a winery here in Dallas. I bring Acting on Your Dreams. I had one copy. I don't even have it with me. I gave it to my great aunt, but I had one copy used for promotion. And there was a lady who came for the event. She saw the book, but it didn't register to her that I was one of the authors.
Mm.
Fast forward, it clicked. She got the book. And when I tell you the forward, not even my part,
Mm-hmm.
but the forward of the book resonated with her so tough.
Mm.
The beginning of the book, shout out to D. Lewis, got her so tough. And the way that things started hitting her after she tapped into the forward, because she was able to watch a video where Sean said, hey, we need to look at the anatomy of a book. You got to read the whole book. That was a message. Mm-hmm. She got the book, started with the forward, and the forward got her going.
Mm.
The forward already challenged her to reach out to certain people and get shit done for herself. And I know she's somewhere sitting like, you know what? I've been in church all these years. I ain't been able to do the things that I'm about to do. I've been, consulting with all these people, reading all these self-help books, and I haven't been able to do it. But the forward in this one book has ignited me on a level that no one has been able to ignite me on. That's what I'm going to say when it comes to this book, Acting on Your Dreams and Visions. That's how powerful it is. We want you to read the whole thing cover to cover. It's about 100 pages. But the way that it's strategically put together, people are forward thinking. You're not looking at somebody that's like, you're not looking at a book that was written in the 60s. You're looking at something that's 2024 in this age of social media. Get shit done, elevate yourself. That's what this book is about. It's going to give you hard tangibles you can walk away with. It's going to touch on your spirit, and you're going to hear personal stories to where you feel related. You feel relatable to different people so that your story doesn't hold you back. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Your obstacles don't hold you back. So you're going to get so much of a powerful punch in this 100-page book to catapult you into whatever direction you're supposed to go in. Very, very proud of this book. Again, we've gotten so much incredible feedback.
Indeed.
It's amazing to be a part of it. And then also it's just amazing that my mind, the way I think on the spiritual realm, the way Kofi thinks on a type A realm, organization realm. And Sean pulls in that practicality of like, this is what you can do. You can put your face in place. So you have so many different tools in a real cool, chill way that you can walk away from and be proud of yourself by at least completing the book and then letting that drive your next steps.
Indeed. And I'll let you close it out, Brother Kofi.
All right. Well, I'm proud of the book, man. Acting on Your Dreams and Vision. First, if you ain't got it, you need to go get it. What are you waiting on? What are you doing?
Definitely.
But this book, for people who may not have the book, this is it's practical. You know what I'm saying? It's practical, and like the young folks say, it's no cap in our rap. So you can actually go see like we're all successful in our own way. We're all pushing the needle forward. Um, and we're giving you a step by step for, because a lot of times we'll read things, okay, but I still don't know what to do.
Right.
This was some dope information.
Yeah.
Nobody told me. Hey, so what I need to do? How can I arrive at the same that you have?
Hmm.
So we give you step by step process throughout the whole book, and then even at the end of the book, we give you a step by step plan on how you can obtain and achieve your goal. And throughout the book, I like it because we give our own personal stories, right, for people who always complain about certain things. So we show you that hey, we go through those same things. We go through those same hardships and obstacles, right? But we tell you how to get out of those, how to get out of that rut, how to overcome those obstacles, right? How to conquer fear, right? A lot of us, I'm a Pan African, so I don't care what I'm right. It's gonna always have some West African in it. That's
Right.
just one, right? And we learn by story because I'm a Griot, Sean's a Griot, my sister's a Griot, right? So we're storytellers in a way too. So, and that was a tool that our ancestors used in order to teach, right? You know what I'm saying? And to give understanding, right? And to bring things, make it digestible to the layman folks. And that's what we actually, were able to execute in this book, man. And it's definitely going to inspire you. My story might inspire you, it may not. Dr. Wade's story might inspire you. Sean's story might inspire you. The story about Malvo might inspire you. About a young man, I tell a folk tale in there. You know what I'm saying? On a brother who had fear. Most of us are conquered by fear. So he went out to try to kill his fear, right? So and the book is motivation, man. It's
Mhm.
definitely gonna motivate you. It's definitely gonna inspire you. I guarantee it's definitely gonna motivate you. It's gonna inspire you. And we appreciate the people who purchase the book. Every week we having somebody purchasing the book. So we appreciate the people who purchase the book. And we've been getting great feedback from the book. So no matter what we say, you know, the people has already spoken. The people who bought
Facts.
the we have had numerous reviews, and just like the other day, um, an example of I know this is a special project. Also, is the young boy Raymond. Not Raymond, but Ramon. I keep saying
Mhm.
it wrong, but a young brother named Ramon. His family stays here. His cousin Willie Bobo, I call it Willie Bobo, but I used to, call his cousin my son, so I know his folks. But the brother stay about 50 minutes away from us in Kent. So he was here visiting his folks. And I'm at the gas station, like I say, I work 4 days a week. So most of the time my wife don't cook. I leave, I go to the coke plant, get me some gas. I go inside, they got a restaurant inside the place. I get me something to eat and I sit out in my car or I sit out in there up under their pavilion and eat. So I'm pumping my gas, and a young man walk up to me, and I'm looking crazy, like, who the heck is this? And the brother introduced himself. My name is Ramon Curls, blase, blase, blase. He's an artist, right? He's a phenomenal painter. He showed me some stuff in his phone. He showed me some of the drawings that he's trying to get um in his art program. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I don't know where is that. He just said it's out of the country. And those are the moments, you know what I'm saying, right there. No matter if it wasn't that personal experience, but just the moments, even online with the reviews that I got, this is what we live for, that producing something that is helpful for the people, right? We're producing products that is helpful and beneficial for the people. And then we have the people to come back and to co-sign exactly the product that we're putting out and telling us that, hey, look, this chapter touched me, or the entire book touched me, or this touched me, Sean's story touched me, Dr. Wade's story motivated me, right? So this young man took everything that we detailed in that book, from conquering fear, overcoming obstacles, not letting obstacles derail you. Being resilient, uh, um, putting fear in front of your eyes. You know what I'm saying? And once you start to attack fear, that fear begins to get smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. Right? So, you know, this project, man, I'm telling you, it's for everybody, man. It's for the young adult. You know what I'm saying? It's for the teenager. It's for preteens, right? It's for the retired folks that want to do something that don't have a clue how to get started because all they know is working for somebody else. So this book is for everybody, man. So, you know, go tap in and get the book at www.sametreedifferentbrandspublishing.com. It is acting on your dreams and vision. And just like Sean said, we have another big announcement um coming hopefully next Monday,
Yeah,
a big
yeah.
announcement that is so attached to this book. It's an
Mm.
attachment to
Mm-hmm.
this book. Right? So you're going to definitely want to get this, and it's another action item. It's
Where
another,
where can people see this announcement?
huh?
Where can the people see the announcement?
We hadn't discussed it, but we always been doing it on Dr. Wade's Instagram page. So
Okay.
we're saying it now. It'll be next Monday on Dr. Wade's Instagram page. We'll have a product in hand by then. So
All
next
right.
Monday,
There it is. That
Dr.
just
Wade,
happened.
yeah, Dr. Wade Instagram page. And she can give you an Instagram page for you because you don't want to miss this announcement. I'm telling you, you don't want to miss this announcement.
You
But
do
again,
not.
I want to say I appreciate you, bro, for having us
Man,
on the
Yes,
Thank
platform.
man. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Thank you. I love your
Yeah,
platform,
we
man.
got to
Thank
man,
you.
get you
like
on our platform. We got to
oh,
get you over there on the Griot
any
Yeah,
podcast.
bro.
anytime.
Yeah.
I'm
We'll
just
be
a
a business.
I'm just a
Yeah,
phone
bro.
call
Be a
away.
business.
I'm just a
Uh,
phone
Yeah,
call
be a
away,
business.
man.
I tell
What
you
we
what.
doing?
Uh-huh.
I tell you what. What about next month? This is
Yeah.
live on the air.
Exactly.
That's
Next
live
Monday?
Yeah. Next month.
episode
Next
Oh,
eight
month.
next month?
in August.
Yep.
Episode 8 in August,
Yep.
man. Why don't you come
Yeah.
on
Yeah, we can do that. Of course.
I
podcast?
think that's perfect. I
Absolutely.
think that's perfect.
That's
So
That's perfect.
yeah,
if we
that's
do
a
another
That's
show in
perfect.
that's
August,
a
he ain't on there. Y'all know that we
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
nah,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah.
Nah, that's an easy call, man. I always appreciate y'all and just continue to like y'all are such in a great creative space and have been for a while, and so I appreciate what each of you bring. It's very inspiring, and so thank y'all. You know what I mean for coming through. Anytime y'all want to come through, y'all already know it's open. So I appreciate y'all.
for sure. For sure.
Peace.
Peace.